everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well. So as you can tell, today's video is going to be my wedding day makeup. Finally, you guys have been requesting this video like crazy, and I probably can say that this has been one of my most requested videos of all time, and so I thought it was about time that I sit down and film it for you guys. On my wedding day, I just really wanted to have a look that enhanced my features and made me look like me. I didn't want to look like a completely different person. I didn't want to do anything that's too over the top. I just wanted something that was quite simple and just very flattering to me. I wanted that glowy skin. I wanted to accentuate my big eyes and my eyebrows and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, this look isn't anything that I created on my wedding day. I have done this look many times before, and every time I've done it, I've absolutely loved it. I still, till this day, don't think any other look looks as good as this one, if that makes sense. Like, I can do a million different makeup looks, but I will always go to this one because it's what I find accentuates my features, and I do feel like it will look good on so many other people. I feel like a look as simple as this will look good on absolutely anybody. It makes your eyes look bigger, it just makes you look like you're glowing, and it's not too over the top. So yeah, this is what I will be doing for you guys today. And I just want to mention that I have done this tutorial from start to finish exactly the way I did it on my wedding day. So the exact same products, the exact same steps. I have not left a single thing out, from the moisturizer I used to how I brushed my eyebrows. It is the exact same in this tutorial. Lastly, I just want to give a massive shout out to my big sister Ola, who took the time this morning to recreate my wedding hair for me, especially for this tutorial. So I just want to say a massive thank you, and I will leave a link to her Instagram page down below. She is a hairdresser and is always creating some amazing hair looks, so definitely check out her Instagram. And yeah, she pretty much nailed this look to a T. This is how it looked on my wedding day, so I'm very happy with it. Thank you all, I absolutely love it. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just jump into the tutorial, and I really hope you guys enjoy this video. So the first step I took is I applied Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream, and I applied this all over my face, dotted it onto my cheeks, my chin and my forehead, and rubbed this into my skin really well, making sure to use circular motions and really get that into my skin to give me utmost hydration. So as always, before applying any eyeshadow, you want to apply a base. As always, I am using my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I have missed a few product clips in this video, so I do apologize. For my first eyeshadow, I'm taking Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie and my Sigma Fluffy brush, and I am just buffing this into my crease. This will act as a base for all of the crease eyeshadows I will be applying. Next, I am taking my MAC Sable eyeshadow on a very dense blending brush by Zoeva, and I am applying this to my crease, buffing that out really well, making sure there are no harsh lines and all the edges are blended out seamlessly. Now I'm doing this using windshield wiper motions and also slight circular motions. I'm also applying quite a generous amount of this color, so you want to do so to however you prefer. Next, I'm taking Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear eyeshadow, and I'm also applying this into my crease with that same brush and blending this out quite seamlessly as well, making sure that there are no harsh lines to any of these colors, which is why I've picked up that fluffy brush again and just blended out those edges, just to make sure there is no choppy edges. So next, I am taking Makeup Geek's Vanilla Bean and Shimma eyeshadows, and I'm applying this to my brow bone as a highlight. For my lid, I've taken two ColourPop eyeshadows, the first one being Amaze, which I've applied first quite generously with my finger. This one's a little bit more of a golden bronzy tone. The next shade is Birthday Girl, and this one's a little bit more of a silvery beige tone, and I've applied this on top. Mixed together, I think this color is absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful, and this has to be my favorite color combination ever, which is why I used it on my wedding day. Moving on to eyeliner, I used my MAC Backtrack Gel Liner and just used this to create a wing, starting from the inner corner, working my way outwards. And then I'm just going to be taking my Stila Stay All Day liquid liner, and I'm just using this to sharpen that wing. And then I will be wiping all of the fallout from underneath my eyes just with a makeup wipe. Next, I'm taking the Antipodes Vanilla Pod Hydrating Day Cream, and I am just applying this underneath my eyes, and I'm just going to leave it there for a little bit. I'm going to leave it there just so it can soak into my under eyes and really hydrate that under eye area. Moving on to my eyebrows, I'm going to be taking my Sigma brow powder in the shade medium and brushing my eyebrow hairs up and then just filling in those gaps. I'm not doing anything too dramatic with my eyebrows. I'm just doing it quite lightly, just filling in sparse areas and making it look quite natural, and brushing through them again just to make sure I've gotten all the areas. Then I'm just setting that in place with my Australis brow gel. Then I'm just going to take a beauty blender and lightly press that cream underneath my eyes just so it can really hydrate it. Moving on to foundation, I'm taking a small amount of 3 different foundations: the Kogendo Moisture Foundation, the Laura Mercier Smooth Finish Flawless Fluid Foundation, and the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. And I'm just lightly buffing that onto my skin with my Morphe round-topped kabuki brush. And then I am taking a damp beauty blender and using that to press the foundation into my skin, and making sure it is blended down my jawline and through my hairline quite well. Taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, I'm taking the medium palette and the shade Cinnamon. I'm going to use this to cream contour my face, so I'm applying this to the edges of my forehead. I'm also using this to sculpt out my jawline and the hollows of my cheekbones. And then I am taking a small duo fiber brush and just really blending that out and just buffing that into my skin so it blends in seamlessly. You really want to make sure that you're buffing that in really well with those circular motions, and just keep going over it because you don't want this to look choppy. You just want this to blend into your face and you want this to look natural. Next, I'm taking my Kryolan Dermacolour Camouflage Concealer Palette, and I'm taking the shade D4. This has a slight orangey peach tone to it, and I'm using this to cancel out my dark circles. So applying a light amount of that underneath my eyes and just blending that out with a damp beauty blender. It looks like I applied a lot of it, but I really didn't. This is actually just a very thick and high coverage concealer. So a little bit definitely goes a long way. Taking my Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer in the shade Medium Light, no, I think it was Light Sand actually. I'm taking this on a concealer brush and applying this one quite generously underneath my eyes. I know for a lot of people this is a lot of makeup, but this is made to last all day, and it really, for me, I prefer high coverage, so I applied quite a bit and blended it out with a damp beauty blender. And yeah, you can definitely cater this look to what you like. You don't really have to use as much if you don't want to. But then taking a little bit of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard, I'm applying just a little bit underneath my eyes, and I'm using this to highlight the rest of my face. So my chin, my forehead, the bridge of my nose, and just underneath the holes of my cheekbones, just to help cut that contour. And blending that all out with a damp beauty blender. Moving on to my favorite part, it's time to bake that face. So taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder, of course, I'm taking this on a dry beauty sponge. I never use a wet one for this. And I am just applying this underneath my eyes. I'm applying this under the holes of my cheekbones to cut my contour and to just set that area in place. My chin, also the other side of my face where I want to cut my contour, and also just the center of my forehead. We're just going to leave that and let that bake for a while. Moving on to lips, I'm taking my MAC Soar lip liner and just lining my entire lips with that. And then on top of that, I'm taking Jared Cosmetics and Manny MUA Hydro Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Serenity, and I'm applying this on top of that, and then just using the Serenity lip liner just to blend in those edges. This is honestly one of my favorite lip colors of all time. It's so flattering and just so bridal in my opinion. I think it's so pretty. Using my Makeup Forever Pro Finish Powder in the shade 117. I forgot to include a clip of this, guys, so I'm really sorry. But I'm using that to buff off the translucent powder and just really blend in those lines, because we don't want to see those lines on our face, especially not on our wedding day. But just use that to lightly buff off all the translucent powder that we had on there. And then we are moving on to bronzer. I'm taking my Sephora Sun Disc Bronzer in the shade Tint 2, and I'm taking this on a Zoeva contour brush and just buffing this into the hollows of my cheekbones, the edges of my jawline, and also my temples and around my forehead. We want to apply a decent amount of this, but we don't want to apply too much because we don't want to look muddy. We just want to look bronzy and glowy, and yeah, we want to make sure that we blend this out really well as well, because no one likes a choppy contour. Taking a pencil brush, I'm taking the same bronzer and just contouring my nose because it just needed a little bit of contouring that day. I'm taking this MAC brush, oval brush, I don't know the name of it, but I'll leave it down below, and just using that to blend out that bronzer. This has been a lifesaver for nose contouring, so definitely get onto it. For blush, I'm taking my MAC Warm Soul blush, one of my absolute favorites. This is what I use on most of my brides, and just applying this to the apples of my cheeks. For highlighter, I used my Becca Moonstone highlighter and just applied this to the tops of my cheekbones with a fan brush. This one is by Zoeva. I also applied this to my temples and the bridge and tip of my nose. This is a fun little trick that I learned from Wayne Goss, who learned this from Sonia X Visor on Instagram. But I'm just taking that Makeup Forever powder and I am buffing this all over my makeup. So just taking that powder on a blending brush, or you can use whatever brush you like, but I'm just buffing this right on top of my makeup just to give it that really flawless airbrushed look. And this is what makes makeup look like real life Photoshop. This is such an awesome trick that I learned, and it's definitely been a lifesaver, and you can tell the difference. But I like to glow a little bit more, so I went over with some more of that Becca highlighter just to keep me glowing. And moving back onto the eyes, I am curling my lashes and applying mascara to my top and bottom lashes, and then I'm applying my falsies, and the ones that I used are the House of Lashes Noir Fairy. And I did this last because sometimes I find that translucent powder gets on them throughout, which is why I leave it till last. So my last step is I'm taking this Urban Decay eyeshadow in the shade Cosmic and just applying this to my inner corners just to give myself that little sparkle. And that is it. This is it for the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was something that I was so excited to film. This video is very special to me, and I will probably have to say this is probably my favorite tutorial that I've ever filmed. I've had so much fun filming it, and I was so excited. Like this morning I couldn't even go back to sleep because I knew I was filming this, and I was just really excited. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys try it out. If you do end up trying it out, or even if you wear it on your wedding day, please tag me on Instagram. Tag me in the photo so I can see it. And yeah, I will actually be so flattered if anybody did, because I wouldn't expect it. You know, your wedding day is a big thing, and for someone to be inspired by this look, it would mean the absolute world to me. So if you do try it out, please tag me. I would absolutely love to see. But yeah, as I mentioned, this look, in my opinion, would suit absolutely anybody. It enhances all the right features, and it isn't too full on. So maybe the lashes for some people would be a little bit too full on. You can feel free to change it up, use something a little bit less dramatic. It's completely up to you. You can change it or alter it to whatever you prefer. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought, and I will definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!